Hey, Raina, did you ignore my goddamn instructions again? How many times do I gotta tell you, we don't use the program with the weird icon, we use Word. You draw the ruled lines with Word, you type in the numbers, and you input the numbers you got from doing the calculations with the calculator on your desk. At this company, it's standard to practice to make invoices and purchasing order forms with Word before printing them out and handing them into the executive division. How about you start doing as I tell you for a change? What the hell's all this crap with this centralization feature you used? I don't know what it's for, and that ain't company policy, so quit it, now.
Hello, Brian. I take it you mean the centralized administration system? A notice stipulating its use was handed down to all employees by the parent company a few days ago. You should have received both an email and a paper copy. It was part of a drive to increase efficiency across the board by the system's developer through streamlining the workflow of all employees, regardless of whether they work at parent company HQ, any of our branches, or at different departments within the same branch. This is the format we'll be using to input data from now on. If you don't learn how to use the app, it'll interfere with your ability to work in the manner prescribed to us by upper management, and the files you produce won't be cross-compatible with the rest of our systems.
Huh? Heck are you babbling on about, woman? Nah, no way. You're the one who has to learn my style of working, not the other way around. You know, it's precisely arrogant crap like this that makes everyone hate temps. If you're so desperate for my wise instruction, then I suggest you fall in line and obey the company policy on document creation, you lazy temp slacker.
I don't know what you're talking about, but it would appear the only one who needs technical instruction here is you.
Huh?
In fact, that's why I'm here. I was dispatched from the parent company after receiving a request to that effect.
Huh? What am I reading? You delusional as well as moronic, you lazy temp slacker. Listen to me, lady. You're new at this company. And while you're new, that means you have to follow the instruction and respect the authority of your senior workers. It's the law of the workplace. You might not like it, but we have our own way of doing things here. You don't get to pull new document creation methods out of your ass just because you don't like our process. Do you have any idea how much trouble you'll cause the company if you carry on ignoring the rules? I make myself clear? Good. Don't want to see you using anything but Word for data entry from now on.
Brian, all I did was create a piece of sample work based on actual data.
Huh?
Your department manager distributed paper instruction manuals on the new way of doing things to all employees earlier. So please kindly use that as your reference during all data entry work in the future. Of course, that means we'll be using the new system instead of Word, as is explained in the manual.
What the heck?
I'm not really saying anything that difficult, Brian. It's easy enough to understand if you just think of it as inputting numerical data into the new system using a calculator. Rather than relying on simply sequentially entering your results from the calculated data into Word, a method which is significantly prone to human error. The new system is geared towards collating the data with the pre-existing database to ensure a higher degree of accuracy and precision.
Quit making me repeat myself, moron. Like I said, you don't have the authority to arbitrarily come up with your own systems. You have a way of doing things at this company. If you don't like it, then get the hell out.
This isn't my system, and I didn't come up with it.
Quit trying to upset the harmony of the company and fall in line, peon. This is why everyone thinks temp workers are a scourge on humanity, should be eradicated from the face of the earth.
Wow, does everyone think that, Brian? Do they really? Or maybe, just maybe, is there a chance it's just you? Ugh, forget it. I may as well be talking to a brick wall. I'm just about to come to the end of my shift, so I'll be going now.
No, wait.
I'll see you tomorrow, Brian.
Good morning, Rena. I hope you're well today. How are things progressing with your technical instruction of the employees at the subsidiary company? I'm sorry I haven't been around much to check on your progress. My schedule has been so hectic since I became CEO.
Good morning. That's fine. I understand that you're busy. I'll be compiling and submitting the interim report tomorrow morning. Excluding one employee, the instruction is going swimmingly and things are moving along as planned.
Excluding one employee? Does that mean what I think it means?
Yes, I don't want to sound rude, but Brian from sales is turning out to be an even bigger nuisance than I was warned he would be. He's proving to be a huge thorn in my side.
In what way specifically?
The rest of the employees remembered everything I told them about the new centralized administration system impressively quickly, and it's safe to say they've now completely phased out the use of other apps. But Brian is dead set on creating documents with Word and only Word. He just keeps calling me a lazy temp slacker while ignoring everything I tell him. He seems to have no intention whatsoever of learning the new way of doing things.
I see. The company is moving away from the old paper-based system, which used Word doc files for things like invoices and purchase order forms in a drive to increase efficiency and encourage an overall streamlining of the work process. So even if he does carry on using Word, we won't be able to use anything he creates.
Right? I've explained exactly that to him countless times, but it seems no matter how many times I tell him, or how easy to understand I try to make the explanation, nothing goes in.
If I'm not mistaken, Brian is 43 now? He joined the company when he was 39 through his personal connections with the former CEO. But to be honest, he's been like this from day one. I'm not sure if he thinks he's free to do what he likes because he's related to the old boss. But even if that was the case then, his uncle isn't calling the shots anymore. He really is a nuisance. Our company is already behind enough as it is on digitalization compared with the rapid advances our competitors have been making over recent years. The last thing we need is stubborn employees with old-fashioned, fossilized ideas on how things should be done, preventing us from making any progress.
I'll only be giving technical instruction at this branch for another week. I'm really going to have to do something about him before I finish up here.
It sounds like you're having a rough time of it.
No, it's nothing. I'm just doing my job.
If he persists in refusing to listen, we'll be left with no choice but to consider the nuclear option.
God frickin' damn it. What the heck is it gonna take for you to learn to use Word, lazy temp slacker?
Hello, Brian. I assure you, I know full well how to use Word.
Liar. I'm very kindly going out of my way to try and teach you how to do your job, but you don't put the slightest bit of effort into trying to learn. Imagine having access to a teacher as exceptional and competent as I, and completely wasting the opportunity.
You're teaching me? No, I'm definitely the one doing the teaching here. As I previously told you, I was dispatched by the parent company to provide technical instruction to all employees regarding the new centralized data entry system.
What? Why'd you have to disobey me at literally every opportunity? Do you have daddy issues or something? This is the problem with lazy temp slackers like you. Nothing ever goes in until you screw up and learn the hard way. I was hoping it wouldn't have to come to this, but it's time you learned a lesson. How'd you like them apples, bitch? Told off and double slapped in the face in front of the entire company at the morning meeting. First, I went in with the beautifully executed open hand slap, marvelously followed up by the breathtaking backhand. Boom! Double whammy.
Apparently, there was a mistake in the numerical data on the documents I submitted, because Word, and not the new centralized system, had been used to compile them.
Yep, and you only have yourself to blame.
That's not my job, Brian. I'm tired of telling you now, but you were clearly instructed to use the new centralized system for all data entry tasks.
I'm tired of telling you that you don't get to arbitrarily invent your own way of doing things, because our company already has rules in place for stuff like this.
No, Brian, this has nothing to do with me personally. All employees were notified that this is how we'd be doing things from now on.
Quit barking orders at me, you filthy, arrogant temp scumbag. You getting bitch slapped just now was the punishment for your mistake. This is what you get for ignoring my instructions, you filthy temp slacker. Do you understand how powerful I am at this company compared to you? I'm a full-time employee. You're not even worthy of breathing the same air as me.
Brian, by any chance, do you think I was dispatched here by a staffing agency for temp workers?
Huh? Why would you ask me such a dumb question after all this time? I know exactly why you're here. Because you got sent by the parent company to receive technical instructions for being deemed totally useless and incompetent for your constant, never-ending failures. They probably felt too sorry for you to fire you, since you're so pathetic. Oh, luckily for you, I took it upon myself to be your mentor, but all you've done is throw it back in my face. Why'd you think I'm so kindly trying to teach you how to do data entry using Word? If I didn't teach you, you'd probably end up getting depressed and killing yourself because of your constant failures.
You have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
Huh?
I'm the parent company's technical advisor.
What?
I'm a full-time employee at the parent company's head office systems management department. I didn't come from a staffing agency. I'm a full-time employee, and I was dispatched here by the parent company as a technical advisor to provide instruction to all employees on the use of the new centralized data entry system that was recently implemented.
Huh?
I was told you were notified of everything I just told you in advance of my arrival.
Wait, what?
Besides, due to the nature of the work we do at this company, we never use temporary workers from staffing agencies. The entire company consists of directly contracted full or part-time workers. Don't you think it'd be strange if an agency temp suddenly showed up one day out of the blue, despite the company having zero precedent for employing people on that basis?
What?
I'm currently in the medical office having an ice pack applied to my swelling cheeks after being slapped. There's a small cut on the inside of my mouth, too.
So? What's your point?
The company president would like to see you. Please make your way to her office immediately.
The president? Oh, man. Hey, Raina, what the heck did you go and do, and what are you gonna do to make up for it? I got told to stay home and not come into the office thanks to you. The president told me she was gonna think about how to deal with me, but it's pretty much a dead certainty I'm gonna end up getting fired. I'm gonna be unemployed again soon at this rate. I can't go back to being jobless. God damn it, to think I finally landed myself a stable job after my uncle, the old CEO, pulled a few strings and got me into the company. What are you gonna do to make this right? Hey, stop ignoring me. I'm talking to you, idiot. Say something. Hey, Raina, admit it. You have the hots for me, don't you? I was thinking about it all evening last night and it finally dawned on me. How did I not realize it all this time? The reason you were so rebellious and domineering with me was because you were playing hard to get, wasn't it? In that case, the solution here is easy. You're gonna get married. And you're gonna be my provider. And think about it. It's entirely your fault I lost my job, so now you're gonna make up for it by putting a roof over my head, feeding me, clothing me. If you swear to give me your hand in marriage and provide for me for the rest of your life, I'll forgive you for getting me fired. Alright, sweet. Now we've agreed on our future together. It makes more sense for me to voluntarily resign than let them fire me. This way, if I jump before I'm pushed, I still get to keep all the money I've been putting into the pension scheme all these years. I bet they're going to be so frustrated when I hand in my resignation before they can fire me. They did tell me I wasn't to come into the company while they were deciding on my punishment, so guess I'll have no choice but to leave my resignation in the postbox. What the heck? Raina, goddamn you. You're already married? Explain yourself. When I reported my resignation and our engagement in the office group chat, they told me you're already married with kids. How dare you trick me, you cheating worm?
Would you be quiet for once?
Excuse me?
Rena didn't say a thing about agreeing to marry you, did she?
Huh?
Sorry to message you from Rena's phone like this, but I didn't have your number.
Who the hell are you?
Penny Williams, CEO.
What? CEO? No way. You can't be.
Whether you believe me or not makes no difference whatsoever. Your abuse towards Rena was getting so severe that I felt I had no choice but to intervene personally.
But Penny, why would you do that? Don't you have more important things to do being the CEO or all?
Rena is the daughter of my childhood friend, and I've known her since she was a little girl.
What?
The reason Rena was dispatched to your office as a technical advisor was because I put in a request with the parent company that she be the one to deliver instruction on the new system.
Rena's friends with the CEO?
Yes, but let me make it clear that the reason she occupies such a senior position at the parent company has nothing to do with me, or personal connections with anyone else for that matter. She got to where she is with nothing but hard work, dedication, and commitment to her responsibility. Oh, that reminds me. I understand you've decided to resign voluntarily. I'm hereby notifying you that your resignation has been received and accepted. Leaving of your own volition may have been a wiser decision than waiting to be dismissed. However, you won't be receiving a cent of the money you've been putting into the pension scheme during your years at the company. All of it will be going to Rena in the form of compensation for the awful treatment you've subjected her to.
What?
Rena's husband was furious. Apparently, he is threatening to file criminal charges against you with the police for slapping her in front of the entire company at morning call.
Criminal charges?
Not that that's in the least bit surprising. Slapping your coworker in the face was obviously going to make you liable for charges of battery or inflicting bodily injury, especially when there were so many witnesses.
Oh my god, what the hell?
Rena tells me your lawyer will be taking care of all the proceedings from now on. You'll be receiving a message from him over the coming days.
God, am I gonna get arrested?
My husband, who had been crazy worried about me throughout this whole ordeal, took care of everything involving the legal proceedings for me after that. As for Brian, lacking any knowledge in the ways of the world, he had no choice but to leave it to his parents to take care of his dire situation. Thankfully, and somewhat surprisingly, they seemed like decent, reasonable people, and all of our talks went by smoothly and without a hitch. They agreed to pay compensation, and with that, I dropped the charges against him. At first, my husband was so furious he insisted I don't drop the charges, no matter what. But when, as part of our settlement talks, Brian's parents suggested they send their son to work at a company famous for reforming social delinquents, such as ex-cons, domestic abusers, and drug addicts. He decided to compromise, being moved by the genuine sincerity and remorse they showed during the talks. Who knows, maybe there's hope for Brian to become a decent human being yet. Apparently, Brian threw the mother of all tantrums the day he was to be sent off to the company's dormitory, and bundling him into the car proved to be a challenge for his parents. But last I heard, while he is still going through some growing pains and the occasional stint of depression, he spends his days working diligently under the firm but fair guidance of his seniors at his new workplace.
Melanie, have you calmed down yet?
What? About what?
It's been a while, huh?
Yeah, it's been a while. What did you mean, have I calmed down yet?
I mean, have you stopped being angry? Have you thought about what you've done? Do you feel any remorse?
Any remorse? For what?
Oh, what do you mean for what? If you don't start showing some sort of regret or remorse and you don't apologize to me, then I won't be coming back to the house.
Sorry, I don't know what you mean. Can you explain this to me so that I understand what you're talking about?
Oh, you really don't know. You and I had a fight about a month ago, right?
Okay.
And I left the house.
That was a fight?
Yeah, about how messy you are. The fact that you never do the housework. All you do is spend money. You don't do anything around the house. And you don't do anything for me. That's why I left. It's been a month already. I figured by now you would have understood and started to change your ways.
Understood and changed my ways. Aaron, what the heck are you talking about?
I thought if you had changed your ways and promised to be better, I'd be nice and come back to the house. That's what I thought anyway. That's the whole reason I messaged you again. See, I'm a pretty nice guy, aren't I? You always seem so busy with work. I came home so many times after work and you weren't there. I never had any idea what you were out doing.
Well, obviously I was still at work. It was like that before we got married, too. You know I have to do a lot of overtime with my position. So why are you just bringing this up now?
You need to stop putting your job first. You're not thinking about me at all. That's why I left and wasn't talking to you anymore. You were pretty sad when I was gone, weren't you?
No, I wouldn't say I was sad. Just a little surprised.
What do you mean, surprised?
Surprised that that was your whole reason for leaving. Actually, I was a little disgusted by it.
What do you mean by that? My old girlfriend always did the housework for me. She was always thinking about me and doing things for me.
Is that why she ended up cleaning out your bank account and running away? She left without saying goodbye, didn't she? You told me that's why it's better for you if you have a woman who could support herself. That's one of the main reasons you married me, right? Because I have a good job and I could support myself?
Well, yeah, but I think you should at least do a little more of the housework.
You know how busy I am. Yet I still tried to help out whenever I could. Though I was busy with work, I still made dinner for you the majority of the time. Wasn't that enough for you? And on my days off, I cleaned the house and did the laundry. You're telling me that's not enough for you?
I want you to make dinner for me every night. Have it waiting there for me when I get home. Just like my previous girlfriend did.
Stop with that. If that's what you want, maybe you should look for a girl who's more like your old girlfriend, don't you think? Anyway, what do you think telling me all this now is going to accomplish? Whatever. Everything's good now, right? You're free and you can do whatever you want. Go find another girl more like what you want and everything will be fine.
What do you mean by that? I'm not free. Can't do whatever I want. Are you saying you haven't thought about what you've done? Or that you don't regret it at all? Why are you being so difficult with me? I can't believe you talk to your husband like that. Don't you think it's a little strange? I'm telling you, you need to start thinking more about me and my feelings. You should show me some respect. You're my wife after all.
What are you going on about with all of this? I have no idea what you're saying. You and I are divorced, aren't we? So none of what you've been saying has anything to do with me now.
What? Divorced? What are you talking about? We're not divorced.
What? You handed me divorce papers, didn't you? And they were already filled out. So why are you acting like you don't know what I'm saying?
That doesn't mean we're divorced. I told you after I handed you the papers and left the house. I explained everything when I texted you, didn't I? I said if you didn't think about what you'd done and start changing your ways, I'd divorce you. I told you that, yet you never contacted me after that. I was wondering what the heck happened. That's why I finally broke down and messaged you today.
Pardon me? I replied to you right away and told you I completely understood, didn't I?
Yeah, you told me that. But that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about now.
I don't know what you mean by that. You said if I didn't change my ways, you were going to divorce me, right? So I assumed that meant we'd have to get divorced. I knew I couldn't change my ways, because I was doing as much as I possibly could for you already. That's why I messaged you back and said, I understand. It was such a petty reason, too. You were the one who mentioned divorce and handed me the papers. I was a little shocked, but the papers were filled out, so I thought you really wanted it. I read them over, signed them, and submitted them the same day.
Huh? The papers? You submitted them? You're kidding.
I wouldn't kid about something like that. My husband handed me signed divorce papers and left the house, didn't he? The terms in the papers seemed fine, so it was only natural to sign them myself and submit them, right?
What? No. The natural thing to do would be to see if your husband was serious or not. You should have sat down with me after we had both calmed down, and we should have discussed it.
Really? I should have checked to see if you were serious? You went and got divorce papers, filled them out, handed them to me, and then left home. That seems pretty serious to me. And it didn't seem like you wanted to discuss it any further, so I signed them and submitted them. I only had two choices. Do even more around the house or divorce you. How dare you tell your wife, who's a lot busier than you, to do all the housework and be home to make you dinner? You know that's impossible.
But my old girlfriend did all the housework and made my meals.
So what? Stop comparing me to your unemployed past girlfriend. I have a full-time job with a lot of responsibilities. She sat around the house all day with nothing to do but the housework.
Look, the bottom line is you don't do the housework and you always spend our money buying things for yourself.
Pardon me? That's a joint bank account, it's not your account. And my salary got deposited directly into it. I work damn hard and make more money than you. So if I want to go out and buy some new clothes or get a manicure every now and then, that's my decision. What's wrong with that? Anyway, this whole discussion is just wasting my time. We're already divorced. I'm done talking with you.
Wait, hold on a minute. Where am I supposed to go?
What do you mean?
I've been out of the house for almost a month now. I thought if I left, you'd be lonely without me. I planned on going back to your house. So what am I supposed to do now? Where will I live?
I don't know. It's not my problem. We're not related anymore.
I've been renting a room from a guy. It was the only place I could find on short notice. It's really expensive for just a room. Can't live here forever. It's really small. I want to go back to your house.
Oh, you're really selfish, aren't you? You were the one who said you're leaving. Now you want to come back? Have you lost your mind?
But I never really thought we'd get divorced.
Then why did you give me divorce papers? Usually when someone goes and gets divorce papers and fills them out, it means they seriously want a divorce, doesn't it?
Fine, then I'm suing you for compensation money.
For what?
For this 100% one-sided, fraudulent divorce. I never agreed to this divorce, and I'm not okay with it. You submitted those papers without my consent. I'll never forgive you.
Without your consent? You went and got the papers, signed them, and handed them to me. Oh, tell the judge how that happened without your consent.
Well, I never told you to submit them.
Now you're just arguing for argument's sake.
Whatever. I'm suing you. I never agreed to it, and you forced me to get divorced. I know you make good money. I'm gonna get $100K from you.
All right, then. You just screwed up big time.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
If you really want to press the subject of compensation money, let's go there. Up until now, I wasn't even going to worry about taking any from you. Well, that's what I thought, at least. I was just going to overlook the whole thing. But you had to go and open your big mouth and try to threaten me?
What do you mean you weren't gonna take any from me? I'm the one who's gonna sue you.
You were cheating on me, weren't you? I knew the moment you started.
Huh? Cheating? What are you talking about? How'd you get that?
How cute. Aw, you two look like you're in love. I knew you were cheating on me, but I was so busy with work. I didn't want to even start thinking about divorce and the headaches that would cause me. And then you were nice enough to go out and get the papers and fill them all out for me. You even packed up all your stuff and moved out without me needing to lift a finger. I was so happy. I was just going to forget all about your cheating.
You knew I was cheating?
Yeah, of course. And I knew it was with that old girlfriend you were always talking about. I knew you started seeing her again. I was so busy with work, yet it was still so obvious to me. I checked your smartphone for proof, too. You started living with her the day you moved out, didn't you? So I'm assuming she cleared you out and ran away again. And that's why you contacted me. Am I right?
Well, she swindled me again. I never imagined something like this could happen. That woman's a con artist. She's pure evil.
Getting all your money stolen twice by the same woman. You've got to be a total idiot. What did I ever see in you? Anyway, if you wouldn't have threatened to sue me for that obviously ridiculous reason, I would have left you alone. I wasn't going to sue you for cheating on me. But you had to go and be a total idiot yet again. Oh, I'm taking that compensation money from you now.
Wait, hold on. What are you talking about?
You cheated on me while we were married. It caused us to get divorced. I have every right to make you pay me compensation. And to make sure you don't try running from this, I'm going to contact your parents so they know. And I'll have my lawyer serve you your papers at your company. That'll be a lot easier than trying to track you down wherever you're staying.
What? Compensation money? From me? Now?
That's right. Because you contacted me and started all of this nonsense.
I contacted you because I didn't think you had submitted the divorce papers. I just wanted to go back to the life I had before.
You're crazy if you thought that would happen. Well, you obviously are crazy if you got robbed by that same woman twice.
Melanie, please, I'm begging you. She manipulated me. She tricked me. You were the only woman I really loved.
Oh, don't give me that BS. Regardless of what you say, we're already divorced. The only thing left for me to do now is to collect my compensation money from you. Sorry.
I can't pay you a cent. That evil woman should clean me out. I've got nothing.
And because this is the second time she's done that to you, it only proves how much of an idiot you truly are. When you saw her again, you should have gone to the cops. But instead of doing that, you decided to start dating her again?
I thought she had changed. I honestly never thought she'd do that to me again. I believed her when she apologized. She sounded so convincing that I took her in again.
Oh, I didn't ask for the details. Oh, I'm so glad I got the proof of you cheating on me. So from now on, if you want to talk to me, do it through my lawyer.
Wait. Oh, please, just listen to me.
I'm never messaging you again either. I'm gonna contact your parents and make sure everyone at your company knows what happened. You won't be able to run from me. I'm gonna make sure I get my compensation money from you. So you'd better start working hard and find a way to pay it. Bye-bye. A few days later, Aaron got served the papers at his office. Obviously, everyone knew something had happened. It wasn't long before everyone started asking questions, and the details of what Aaron did became public knowledge. His parents also contacted him about what he had done, and told him exactly what they thought of him. Of course, Aaron was hoping there would be a way to get out of paying the compensation money. But because everyone found out what Aaron had done, not only did his parents disown him, but many of his friends and co-workers were also disgusted with his stupidity, and they stopped talking to him. Fearing that Melanie would contact his company and cause more problems if he didn't pay her, Aaron decided to pay all the compensation money to her in one lump sum so he'd never have to deal with her again. Unfortunately, in order to do that, he had to borrow money from an unreputable firm. Because of that, he didn't have to worry about Melanie anymore. But the next few years of his life would be a nightmare of debt for him. It looks like his own selfishness and stupidity ended up being his downfall.